everybody, it's me, Ms. Meredith. This video is to help you understand the DBQ we're working on that involves the expansion of Islamic empires. See, first there was ancient Greece, and it fell, and then there was ancient Rome, the kingdom, the republic, and then the empire, and it fell. Well, actually, it sort of twitched around for a while before it got too big. It had some Christianity, which was first illegal and then required, thanks Constantine, and got divided up. And the western part that still contained Rome got its butt handed to it by foreign invaders. A whole bunch of people invaded once united areas, made their own kingdoms, and ushered in the Middle Ages in Europe. Over to the east, the half of the Roman Empire that survived got renamed the Byzantine Empire because of a cool city there that was named Byzantium. Istanbul. No, I mean Constantinople. No, it was Istanbul. Let's just say it got its name changed a lot. And to the east of the Byzantine Empire, over in the part of Asia we call the Middle East, a new religion was being born on the Arabian Peninsula. If you look at this satellite photo, you'll see lots of brown. That's desert. The main form of transport was camels. There were no rivers, only a ton of coastal salt water. So farming was really hard. They relied on like 4 inches of rain a year and a few natural oases where water was near the surface. These became natural centers of trade for nomadic peoples. So, in or near this area, the world's 3 most popular monotheistic religions began. They can all be traced back to this guy named Abraham, so they're called Abrahamic religions. The first was Judaism. And then about 2,000 years ago, that led to the founding of Christianity. About 600 years after that, in the early 600s AD, the Prophet Muhammad began telling people about God, called Allah, and his new revelations. You see that green dot? That's the city of Mecca, the most important city in the religion of Islam. People who follow Islam are called Muslims. So we consider the Prophet Muhammad to have been the guy who formally started the religion of Islam. Notice it says all Muslims follow the 5 pillars or beliefs of the Muslim religion. You guys may remember studying these earlier in social studies. I'm not even going to try to do the Arabic pronunciation of each one because all I'm going to do is embarrass myself. So the first pillar is the declaration of faith. You say you believe in God and Muhammad's his prophet. The second pillar is praying 5 times a day. The third pillar is giving a certain amount of your money to charity. The fourth pillar is going on a pilgrimage to Mecca. And the fifth pillar is fasting during the month of Ramadan. In 2020, that's basically right now. There are a couple of important words regarding the early Muslims. The term Quran is their holy book. The word mosque refers to their place of worship. And a caliph is a religious and government leader of early Islam. It was definitely a theocracy kind of thing. Also, remember Islam is monotheistic, meaning one God, where prior religions in Arabia had been polytheistic. By the way, this is a picture of people making a pilgrimage to the Kaaba in Mecca for the month of Ramadan, which in 2020 started on April 23rd. Islam has a lot of followers. So Islam and the Muslim empires spread, in part because of trade and in part because when Muslims invaded other lands, once the fighting was over, they were pretty tolerant of local religions. Islam's message of equality and hope was popular, so some of the invaded people converted without being forced. This worked pretty well in Asia. Another thing that would later turn out to be lucky for the mess that Western Europe was at the time is that the Muslims absolutely loved learning and science, so they preserved copies of influential Greek and Roman texts, even as the originals were being destroyed in the cultural dumpster fire that was the aftermath of the Western Roman Empire. There was even an enormous library called the House of Wisdom in the city of Baghdad, which is in the modern country of Iraq. So Islam expanded and the caliphs gained territory. You can see territory being added in basically 3 phases. The regular bright green is the original, then the light green, and then the darker green outlines the third expansion by the Umayyad dynasty. Also note that some of the territory eventually controlled by Islamic rulers had earlier been part of the Byzantine/Eastern Roman empires. And this led to conflict because what was left of Rome was not about to turn loose of some of their areas without a fight. And some places just kept changing hands over and over and over.
Istanbul was Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople, been a long time gone. Constantinople, now it's Turkish delight, on a moonlit night, every of you a day. In Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul.
With all this in mind, you should be ready to tackle the 3 readings about the expansion of early Islamic empires. Well, I hope this little bit of background helped. And yeah, that's Kevin. And that's the end. See you next time.